this is such a remarkable view looking down at what we now call the Caracol and down the valley. That's actually toward the west, and that's where our weather comes from. We're in a corner of California here where the ocean is 14 miles that way and only 9 miles to the south. So we're enveloped on two sides by ocean, which gives us a very moderate climate here. So when I was planting this vineyard, I thought to myself, how am I going to plant a vineyard on a knoll? Because this landform behind us is actually a knoll. And we typically plant north and south in our vineyards, but on a knoll, of course, you have a cross hill. And for tractor safety, I thought we've got to have our rows going up and down the hill. So I finally decided that I would plant this in up and down the hill for tractor safety, and it ends up being like a wagon wheel or spokes of a wagon. And so first of all, this vineyard is actually an azimuth circle. Its orientation is north and south with the principal directions. So it's a north-south, east-west axis. And every 10 degrees, there's a new row. And so that makes 36 rows. And so this is a replication of a compass rose on the ground surface, so that each of the rows is a principal of 22 points on a compass. So you have north, east, and northeast, then north, northeast, east, yes, northeast. And so you go all the way around the compass, and there you are. So connecting that with the Fibonacci spiral, which is so meaningful to me because I love the golden mean, and I've been lucky enough to design and build a number of different structures in the winery. And I've always incorporated the golden mean into my designs. So the approach and the entry into the Caracol, being a campus rose and azimuth circle, is actually a Fibonacci spiral. And the beautiful thing about the Fibonacci spiral, it's really a blueprint in nature. That so much in nature comes from the golden rectangle or the golden mean. In the beginning, DNA, human DNA, is the beginning of a Fibonacci spiral. Sunflowers, pine cones. See, this was another angle, that this is about 2.8 acres. And I thought, all this stuff needs something special. And so I thought back, I love the old Burgundy and the old Burgundy vineyards, which were Massol planting. And this was the old farmers in Burgundy, when they had a vine that would die, would replant it with another clone, another stick, or they'd layer in another vine from adjoining, so that you could have a 100-year-old vine and a 1-year-old vine, really? And a 10-year-old vine, all in the same planting. That's called a Massol planting.
I didn't know that.
So we can't do that because we don't have time, but we do have different clonal variations. And so I thought, let's make a mix in this particular planting of 5 different special clones that I like of Pinot Noir. So we planted the rootstock and then gave the grafters a paper bag with the budwood in them, and shook. It's hard to be random, everyone wants to do things in a select way, but this is the most random you could be, by shaking up the clones in the bag, then grafting them one by one without knowing which clone was going where. So now the beauty is you've got 5 of these clones in different aspects of a vineyard, ripening at different times. But the beauty here, with all the different clones, some are more ripe and some are less ripe. And so you have a whole, we're known here in the Santa Rita Hills for the beautiful acids of our wines.
Yeah, yes, I'm sure.
Because they're just bright and springy. So here we've got acids from less ripe grapes and acids from riper grapes through a whole progression of acids and flavors that make this remarkable, long-lasting wine.